Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are jumping into another one of the GT Legendary Goku event special mission runs, and today we are doing the Connected Hopes run. So for this one, I am using double Pycon leads, because I did pull Pycon, he is the Connected Hopes category leader. I will do another video beating this stage using a Connected Hopes team without Pycon, but I wanted to get this one done first just because obviously I want to get all the missions done and out of the way, get the tickets, all that kind of stuff, and then I will try and put out some videos on some alternate team builds to help you guys out. So I think this team ends up working out really well. We are obviously using the double Pycons, and then we have Int Gogeta because right up until the final stage, as long as we get one Rainbow Orb, he has a 30% chance to dodge. And then when we get to the final stage, when dodge is restricted, he's an Int unit, so we have type advantage over the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku anyway. Then of course we have the physical Super Saiyan, Angel, Goku and Vegeta, who will fuse into Gogeta. In a long form event, they're obviously perfect to bring because at some point it's very likely past the 6th turn that we're going to drop below 50% HP and then get the fusion for them, which not only gives us a full heal, but then obviously the LR Gogeta is very powerful, super effective against all types, and obviously going to be very effective as we get closer to the end. So then we have the Int Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 3. He's a very good unit as well. We used the Vegeta in the Corroded Body and Mind run. I do think the Super Saiyan 2s from that Dual Dokkan Fest are underrated. I know some people do appreciate how good they are, but I feel like just no one really talks about them. But they're super good. As long as you pick up the 3 orbs for them to get that extra attack and defense, even pre-transformation, they're really good. And then obviously post-transformation with Goku, if you get 3 orbs, he has a built-in chance to dodge. If you get 6 orbs, he's super effective against all types. He's still raising his defense, so he's really good. Then we have the STR Namek Goku. I don't see people using him all that much, but obviously once he transforms, like, he is a unit that stacks, he can guard, so he's going to be very effective towards the end of the event as well. And then of course the Int Gotenks, he's a very good unit. He greatly raises defense on super attack. He does have a built-in chance to additional as well. Obviously he has super good utility in things like Super Battle Road because he has a 70% chance to stun, but that's not going to be relevant here. However, the greatly raising defense on super attack is what makes him still so very effective. Because if he does get that built-in additional super, he's greatly raising his defense twice. It means he's not really going to take any damage, even against physical enemies, outside of a super attack, potentially, of course. So he's really good. And then, of course, in a long-form event, it means as we get closer to the end, we are going to be able to transform him up to Super Saiyan 3, where he becomes an unmitigated powerhouse. Like, he's going to absolutely dominate full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku once we get there. So we get the transformation with the Angel Goku, so he's now a Super Saiyan 3. Means his main key link is now over in a flash. This is the only part about this where it becomes slightly awkward, is the key is not perfect here. When I went into this fight, or at least into this event, the rotations were not set perfectly the way I wanted them, and I didn't honestly really have a solid idea in my head of how exactly I wanted to do the rotations, because the links are a little bit dodgy with some of the Saiyans, either not having prepared for battle, like the Namek Goku has shocking speed, obviously this Goku, once he transforms, loses prepared for battle and picks up over in a flash, so the links are a little bit wonky at the beginning. But that is another benefit of using the Pycon, because we are using both the Pycons as off-rotation floating units. As long as we get 3 type orbs with them, they are giving all of the allies a attack and defense buff, as well as some key. So that does help out massively to shore up some of the key issues that can arise from not the best link pairings. So we're starting off pretty well here. We are going to take a super attack on the Namek Goku. So we take nearly 300k damage, which is quite a lot to take this early on in the event. But Pycon going to come in here with the partner super. The partner super for Pycon, the only major difference is that it makes him effective against all types. But obviously that is very useful here, because any phase outside of the very first one, the base Goku and the Ozaru, they are the only two STR phases. So Pikkon being able to pick up that little bit of extra attack is obviously very useful. I was trying to figure out the best way to play this rotation because I can't get the couldn't get a rainbow orb for Gogeta. So I think in the end, yeah, we'll go ahead and put the Gotenks in slot 1 and then Gogeta in slot 2. Get those all to Pikkon. It does mean he can't super attack, but it gives everybody else the buff. And of course I realised like Goku was basically nearly dead. So I was trying to figure out who to put in slot 1 and it really didn't matter because Gogeta or Gotenks would have killed him anyway. And then after taking that big hit on Goku, we are now on turn 6. Perfect timing, and then the Goku and Vegeta fuse into Gogeta, and Namek Goku transforms up to Super Saiyan in the same turn. So, funnily enough, it wasn't until now, because I haven't used them for a while, I'd completely forgotten about the fact that the LR Gogeta, once they fuse, as you can see here, does not have over in a flash. Because I was thinking about setting up the rotation and having him with the Int Goku, but we are going to put these two together because they do have prepared for battle. So we're going to run a rotation of these two together because now that the physical LR has transformed into Gogeta, they do actually link up fairly well. And so I think I just end up using Super Saiyan 3 Goku as an off-rotation floating unit now. So, I mean, I should point out, if you haven't realised already, I am recording the commentary afterwards. And that's part of the same reason why there's no face cam on this video. And that is because I basically got like 3/4 of the way through the run and then realised that the microphone was muted the whole time. So I now have to record the commentary afterwards, and obviously there's no way I can like match up the exact same commentary, even if I had a script of exactly what I said. Trying to match it up to all the mouth movements and stuff would be a massive pain. So recording the commentary afterwards, and there's no face cam for this one, unfortunately. So sorry to rob you guys of my beautiful bearded face, but it will be back for the next one, I promise. But anyway, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, getting the additional super attack here, very good. As I said, he's a very solid unit. I'm very happy with his performance all throughout this run, dealing some decent damage here. Obviously, if we can get the 6 type orbs and make him effective against all types, he is doing that little bit of extra damage, which is really helpful. And here we can get the 3 rainbow orbs for Gogeta, which means we're not only getting a little bit of an extra attack buff with him, we also have the higher chance to crit. He gets the dodge chance in slot 1, which is honestly where it's the most important, because he does raise his defense on super attack as well. So he finishes off Goku with the attacks effective against all types and crit. Finishes him off nicely, and we move into the Ozaru phase. So we actually got a very good first rotation here, because most of his attacks are in the final slot, and so this is the perfect place to put the Pikkon. And this is where I noticed that he does share shocking speed with the Namek Goku, so that does work out quite nicely as well for a little bit of extra ki. We make sure to get the 3 type orbs and the 1 rainbow orb here. Gives everybody that nice little buff. That puts Gogeta up to his full 24 ki. But you can see there with type disadvantage, he took over 60k from a normal attack. But he does have super effective against all types as well. So we get a nice 2 mil, and then we additional into the 12 ki super. The only thing I don't like about this unit, I think I've mentioned it before in older videos, but the physical LR Gogeta, his 12 ki super attack is so bad. It's super outdated. It's the STR Gogeta's super attack before you awaken him to TUR, and I just think it looks so basic and horrible. Like, I know the LR Vegito has like a basic Big Bang attack type thing as his 12 ki super, but I don't know what it is about the Gogeta one. It just looks really basic and like bad to me. But there you go. So we're able to get all the rainbow orbs for Gogeta again here in slot 1. We're getting very, very close to the Dokkan attack here. So I think I decide to use an item here. Yeah, I go ahead and Whis, because the problem we have here is if the Ozaru super attacks us in the first slot here and we don't dodge, we just die. And so he does super attack. Fortunately, we do get the dodge, which means that the Whis was technically wasted, because only the 1 hit connected. It did like 10k, which wasn't too bad. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to play it safe. If we hadn't dodged that super attack, we would have been dead. And it is only a 30% chance. You know, it's not somebody like UI Goku with his 70% chance where you can just put him in front of super attacks and be fairly confident that he is going to dodge. The 30% chance, I wasn't sure whether it was worth risking it. Plus, of course, that means we can go into this turn with the Wii still active, which means Gogeta's not going to get absolutely destroyed in the first slot. We can give him the Dokkan attack, which is perfect because he has the effective against all types. He hits way harder than the Namek Goku, and we're able to get the 3 orbs with Pikkon in order to give him the extra attack and defense buff. So obviously he's going to be hitting pretty hard here, rocking a basically 4.3 million attack stat. So I think we get very close. I think actually the Ozaru might survive with the tiniest sliver of health after this, because we hit him with the Dokkan attack, 4.5 million damage. Then Namek Goku comes in, just over 2.5 mil on his attack stat. He's not the craziest damage dealing unit, but as he gets built up here, his defense can be really, really good. And then I was hoping when I saw that he was on such low health here, that Pikkon was going to be able to come in and get the finishing blow, considering he has type advantage. But I believe it was my Pikkon who is only 55%. So unfortunately, yeah, it was. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish him off. He took a super attack, but of course, thanks to getting the Dokkan attack, it doesn't matter, and we go back up to full HP. So Gogeta in slot 1, no need to worry about getting a rainbow orb because, you know, look at his health. We're clearly going to finish him off here. So Gogeta can come in, get the W. And I guess this does work out quite nicely for the rotations, because it means we are going to be going into the Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku fight with physical Gogeta on rotation. So we can go ahead and put him in slot 1 and start dishing out the damage here. Because Namek Goku does have the ability to be quite good defensively, especially if his guard activates. But, you know, I'll take type advantage over chance to guard wherever I can. So we can't get the 18 key super with those orbs. I could have grabbed all the int ones on the right, but I wanted to save them for Super Saiyan 3 Goku to make sure we could get both his dodge chance and his super effective against all types. Because once you get into these final 2 stages, that's where the real, like, slog begins. That you can very often get to the final fight. So we were around just about the 12-minute mark when we got to Int UI Goku. It can then take you literally another 12 minutes just to get through the last 2 stages, because they both have so much HP. So obviously I want to maximize damage wherever I can. So getting all of the orbs for Goku so that he can actually have the super effective against all types obviously is a big help on that one. And yeah, he's over 3.1 mil attack stat. My Int Goku is 3 dupes and full level 10 links. So I do need one final copy of him. Unfortunately, didn't get him from the GT Goku banner. And one of my sort of philosophies, if you will, which I advise everybody else to do the same. I will never buy a unit with coins as like the final dupe. Because I could buy the final copy from the shop, 400 red coins, rainbow the Goku, and then I guarantee you the next time he's on a banner, I will pull at least one copy of him if I buy the last one with coins. So I never recommend people do that, even with LRs, because you're just setting yourself up that the next time they're on a banner, you almost know that you're going to end up pulling a copy of them and then regretting the fact that you bought that final copy with coins. So Gogeta, when he doesn't get the dodge, he does tank reasonably well as long as we've super attacked first. And then obviously Gotenks here, even with only getting the 1 super attack, he tanks really well as well. Of course, they are being buffed by the support passive from Pikkon, because we did get the 3 type orbs. And then Pikkon, look at this, if he doesn't get the dodge, that is a lot of damage. That's my 55% Pikkon. So fortunately, he does come through and get the dodges on the last 2 attacks. But yeah, you can kind of see the little bit of a defensive liability that he can provide. So Gogeta obviously gets a ton of extra key from Rainbow Orbs, the physical LR. So we grab all of those. And then because we're able to get the type orbs for Pikkon here as well, that pushes him up to the full 24 key. The plan for Pikkon, of course, I haven't mentioned it yet at all. But Pikkon does have the active skill, which is basically a Ghost Usher. And we are deliberately saving those for the tech full power Goku, because obviously he disables dodge, so it doesn't matter whether we get the rainbow orb, we cannot dodge his attacks. And you know, Pikkon being AGL, we would definitely be in a pretty bad spot if we had to take a whole bunch of attacks from the tech full power Goku. So we're saving up the active skills from Pycon so that we can Ghost Usher away the turn and we don't have to worry about taking attacks. And then, of course, as you've seen throughout the video so far, our team is pretty int heavy when it comes to big hard hitters. Like these three guys here are like our main hard hitters outside of the LR Gogeta, and they are all int types. So I decided to go ahead and pop an Android 8 here, top our health up and give us a defensive buff because I am unable to get the rainbow orb here for Gogeta in slot 1. So I decide now is the time to transform Gotenks up to Super Saiyan 3. He has a built-in additional super attack chance, but only for the first few turns after transforming him. So I didn't want to transform him too early on in the event. But I know he gets a much bigger attack and defensive buff from his passive. So I thought transforming him here and putting him in slot 1 might be the better idea. But once I checked it, their defenses are super close anyway, and I figured I might as well, if their defenses are going to be that close in slot 1, I might as well put Gotenks in the middle, because obviously now he's sharing all of the Super Saiyan 3 specific links with this Super Saiyan 3 Goku on the end, like limit breaking form, so they're obviously going to do a little bit of extra damage. And with the extra defense from the Android 8, Gogeta barely took any damage before he supered anyway. We get a nice crit and we get the double super. So we finish this turn off in style here because we get double super attacks from Int Gogeta. So that's a lot of damage. And then Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks in his first turn here is about to pop off. You're going to see. So 4.2 million attack stats straight off the bat. He does now infinitely stack attack, I believe. I know he raises attack. I think it's infinitely once you transform up to Super Saiyan 3. Because we get the additional from his passive. So 4.5 on the second super attack. And then we get the additional from the hidden potential system as well. So 4.9 million on the third one. So huge amounts of damage to the Int Goku. He survives with the tiniest sliver of health. And obviously Gotenks does raise defense on Super still. It's not greatly. I think it's just raises attack and defense on Super Saiyan 3. But we did super attack 3 times. So his defense would have been very, very impressive at the end of that turn. And then obviously Super Saiyan 3 Goku's able to come in and finish him off. So here we are, turn 1, straight away, boom, Pycon active skill. Because obviously, you know, even if that wasn't necessarily the strategy, this is my one. So my one is 55%. I do not want him taking attacks from Tech Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So we go ahead, pop the active skill straight away. We can grab all of these rainbow orbs for the physical Gogeta, which means that he gets the full 24 key super attack. And yeah, the rest of the turn plays out very nicely. We get the orbs for Pycon as well. So everybody is going to be looking very solid on this turn. We don't have to worry about anyone taking any attacks. So we can start off with the Tech Full Power stage by wearing down his HP. Essentially for free, because we can't take any attacks back here. So we are going to get a nice start here. I think we take off, what, like two health bars? Pretty decent. Obviously, Pycon not going to be doing crazy damage. Mine's only 55%. We didn't get the, we don't have the partner super available at all now because the only Angel Goku or Vegeta on the team was the physical LR that have now transformed into Gogeta. So, but yeah, just checking Gotenks' defense. Like his defense is insane at the start of the turn here, but this is where I was unsure of what to do, and I'm looking at the status effects because Pycon's active skill is like a Ghost Usher. So I wasn't actually sure whether you can use it 2 turns in a row, because you can't use a Ghost Usher 2 turns in a row. And on his character icon at the top and on the status check that we did, he has those little like sweat drop icons, which normally is like those show up after you use a Ghost Usher and you can't use another one. So I thought rather than risk it, I mean, technically I could have just used it, and then if all the attacks didn't disappear, then I could have used an item. But I decided that we would use the item, and then, you know, if possible, once this Pycon comes around again, we could just then use the active skill. So let me know down below if in the comments if you know. After recording this, I probably should remember to actually just check on the wiki, but yeah, I just wasn't sure whether I was able to use Pycon's active skill 2 turns in a row. But Int Gotenks, as I said previously, like we saw him do pretty well at the end of the fight against the Int Goku. But yeah, dealing a lot of damage to the tech full power here. And then with the item active, just taking double-digit damage from the super attack. So really, really good. Unfortunately, it is the friend Pycon that's on rotation, and he is Rainbow. I would be pretty scared about putting my Pycon in that final slot and having to have him take a bunch of hits. But we are on full health. We do have a Whis active. And we've already taken a super attack this turn, so that kind of took the sweat off a little bit, because I was very worried about Pycon potentially being super attacked. But as you can see there, with the item active and everything, all the buffs from his passive, we did only take double-digit damage from the normal attacks. And to be fair, that helps us out going into this turn as well, because it means we do still have the Whis in effect. So even if like Namek Goku doesn't guard, for example, we're not going to take a ton of damage. We can get all these orbs here for Gogeta. We can get the full 6 orbs for Goku, even though technically we don't really need them. We only need, well, actually none of Goku's passive here really works, because if we get the 3 orbs, we can't dodge anyway. And if we get the 6 orbs, we don't need to be super effective against all types, because we already have type advantage. But, you know, still better to get more orbs than not, I suppose. Namek Goku getting the double super. Obviously his damage isn't really very impressive. Mine isn't link leveled at all, so obviously that would affect it a little bit, but he is still very good defensively, even without the item active. And this rotation of him and the physical Gogeta actually does work out pretty well. It's not, like I said, what I was kind of planning to do at the beginning, but it did work out quite nicely. And it turns out the Whis was probably a good choice, even if we had Ghost ushered away that last turn, because Gogeta taking the super attack, even with the Whis active, that is quite a lot of damage. But Super Saiyan 3 Goku going to come in here, obviously type advantage, a nice almost 2 mil damage. And then look at this, I see his remaining health, and we know full well what's going to happen next turn is the Mac Daddy of Justice, the Grim Reaper, the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, is going to come in here and just start beating down on Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I wonder, does he actually finish him off? I don't remember. I only recorded the actual run like half an hour ago, but Gotenks taking no damage in slot 1. 4.9 on his first super attack here. Very, very good. And then how much damage is this actually going to do? A nice 2 million without a crit. And then we get the additional from his passive as well. So, yeah, goodbye to Super Saiyan 4 Full Power Goku. And there we go. That is the Connected Hope run beaten. Let us go ahead and collect our mission clear here and go ahead and pick up our tickets. The previous video we did actually manage to get an SSR. I still haven't actually double checked whether I can use it or not yet. But yeah, Connected Hopes, Pycon working out pretty nicely, and I think you can, pretty obvious to say that Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, bit of an MVP at the end there. He absolutely destroyed the tech full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So that Gotenks is just such a good unit. I feel like he is I don't want to say underrated. Like, I know when the Dual Dokkan Fest came out, everybody kind of knew that he was better than the Boo, but like, he is really, really good. So, and we're also 1 ticket short of another multi, so I guess we will be doing the next one after the next run. So, there we go. That is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.